All right, everyone. Welcome back to another Football Unleashed podcast. Today, myself, Jay, and Omar are creating a combined Liverpool and Arsenal 11 ahead of the Monday night Premier League clash, as well as previewing each team's chances of coming out with a result. So, Jay, do you want to start us off? What are your initial thoughts on the game?
You know what? I think it's going to be a great game, no matter what the result. For like a neutral fan, I'm not exactly expecting an Arsenal win, but I do think we have a decent chance of getting a result from the game. Like, I think if as long as Tierney is available for the game, and we don't have that fraud Kolasinac playing left centre back, I think our defence will hold on strong.
Yeah, Tierney does make a big difference, I think. Whether Tierney's fit and if he's not fit, that makes a huge difference because Tierney, for
Yeah,
me, he brings like a different level of composure and balance to your defence, I think. Especially when you're weighing him up against players like Kolasinac, who just does the opposite, really. So Tierney is definitely going to be a massive factor. If he plays, I'll be a bit more worried for the result, but if he doesn't play, then I'm fairly confident.
Yeah, to be fair, I agree. I think Tierney brings a lot of composure as a fan as well. You really you relax when you see him on the ball because you know that he rarely makes mistakes and he knows what he's doing. Whereas a player like Kolasinac is just a bit all over the place a lot of the time.
mm,
I think I expect Liverpool to win probably just because obviously their record at home is just ridiculous and there's very slight chance, especially if like Thiago starts, because Thiago will really be able to break down Arsenal's defense. So there's a lot of factors involved, but I predict Liverpool to come out with a win. But I feel like
mm.
Arsenal could dig deep and get a result, like a draw. I'd say they'd take a point from it.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's definitely scope for Arsenal to get a result. You know, it will come down to mistakes, particularly in each defence for Arsenal and Liverpool. If uh,
Mm.
if we can minimize, it comes obviously is obvious, but it comes down to reducing mistakes and minimizing mistakes. And if the mistakes are if the game is mistakes free, then it could be a close game because it will come down to the attack. And I think our attack is more likely to break down your defense than your attack breaking down our defense, mistake free.
Mm.
But we've seen mistakes come out of Liverpool's defense, and we've seen mistakes come out of Arsenal's defense recently. So it could be open. It could go either way. But I'm thinking Liverpool just do have the edge and are more likely to take the 3 points.
What I would say though is that I think we do attack a lot better down our left, and obviously on which is your right hand side, which is where you have like Salah and Trent, who obviously doesn't get back a bit, and with Aubameyang, our most dangerous player on the left. I think that could. I'm not sure if Klopp might change his tactics in a reaction to that to maybe play Trent a bit deeper. And honestly, if he does, I'm just excited to see Aubameyang expose Trent for the cross merchant that he is. Like Aubameyang is just gonna absolutely do him over if they get one on one with each other.
So you said play Trent deeper, but that's out of the question, really. Klopp's not going to do something like that because when he's
Well, he's gonna let
What's more
Aubameyang
likely
have the
is
whole of the left wing to himself.
what is more likely is probably Fabinho dropping deeper and covering Trent. I
which is what
think.
happens anyway, right? Which is what happens
Yeah,
anyway.
but I feel like that. Yeah, you just see that a lot more often.
So in the past, when we've had to play more defensively, right? We've played Gomez at right back instead of Trent, and Trent's
Yeah,
actually been benched. But
Mm.
I don't even if Gomez was fit, I don't think that would have happened. Gomez isn't fit.
I don't see that happening either. Yeah,
No,
I don't see
no.
that
So
happening.
it's not going to happen anyway because Gomez isn't fit.
But
But playing
Trent is also just so crucial to your system as well. So I
exactly
feel like
playing Trent deeper,
the attacking
especially when he's
system. Yeah.
defensively poor, isn't going to make any difference. It's going to be
I
I
worse.
wouldn't
don't
say I wouldn't even say he's defensively poor. I'd just say he's as opposed to the rest of your defense, he's the weak link. But that doesn't mean he's not good at defending.
Okay,
He's just out of a good. So out of four good defenders, he's like the least, good.
I know, because for me, it's like our defence, we are quite strong when it comes to dealing with crosses. Even though last week against West Ham, a few of our defenders did look a bit shaky. I feel like if David Luiz makes his return, and we do still have obviously Gabriel or even Holding who are strong in the air, I don't see Liverpool causing us major issues with our balls into the box. I feel like it's that one-on-one defending is where we really struggle, and I think Thiago could play a major role in that with his obviously his really accurate long range short range passing, and obviously Firmino is a okay. We've talked about how maybe his finishing isn't the greatest, but certainly, oh my god. Okay, anyway, but certainly with his chance creation and bringing Mane and Salah into play, he's definitely one of the best out there.
Yeah, I think that what you're talking about, the balls into the box, like it it just shouldn't work for us like ever, because we don't have big strikers or anything like that. So I don't know how we've gotten so far with crossing so much. So crossing is like surprisingly it kind of it kind of works for us sort of, because we tend to get to the byline, do low crosses, drilled crosses across the box, and that cause any defense problems. Like it doesn't matter if your strikers are big or not, they cause defenses problems. So I think what do watch out of that, because you say they're good at dealing with crosses, but they're probably more dealing with high crosses and stuff like that when you're looking at dealing with crosses. Because when you're looking at low driven crosses, any kind of movement from the strikers can cause problems, pulling it back or just change of pace in the box, just to get away from the defender. It just takes out the aerial factor of it, really, having to win the header. Just getting any kind of contact on the ball from low crosses is really effective.
I think there's one major thing that we're all forgetting though. That is Arteta is actually undefeated against Klopp. So I might play a major role. You never know. Klopp might get flashbacks and lossy times. So
oh my!
Traumatized.
No, I don't think for me that's not an issue. I'm not looking at that going, oh no, I'm scared for the game. Do you know what I mean? I don't think for me that's not a factor. That doesn't come into it because okay, the last one was Community Shield, right? Community Shield. We were going for it. We were going for it, but it's pre-season and we're getting into it still. I'm not.
Fair enough.
As I said before, I'm not going to judge our season based on that Community Shield game. So I'm not going to judge this game based on that Community Shield game either. And then before that,
last season,
surely you'd have to take something from it. In the way that sort of we dealt, I think, quite well with a lot of your crosses, with Rob Holding having like a really stand-up performance in that game.
And Hector Bellerin as well.
Yeah.
Both of whom might actually play on Monday night, so you never know.
I think just because it's the Premier League that we're. What was that?
No, I was just saying, what an assist from Bellerin yesterday against Leicester, or the day before that.
Oh yeah, wicked! Wow.
It was a good run, but the pass was a bit dodgy at the end. It was a good run. I'll give him credit for that. It was well played.
You know what? Yeah, I still feel like it could go anyway. To be honest, like I feel Liverpool is the likely winners. Arsenal could take a point, but then there is the slightest chance Arsenal could even get the win. You never really know with these kinds of games.
Wait, how long are you unbeaten before at Anfield?
Oh, I can't remember now.
There's a lot of games. It's like 50
something?
Games or something.
Yeah,
almost 50.
Games.
Yeah.
3 seasons. So I don't think Mane's lost as a Liverpool player at Anfield, has he?
What?
Come close, to be fair.
Oh my god, is that an actual stat?
Yeah,
I can't remember what team. I think it was Burnley who got a draw against you and you nearly lost or something, or you were really close to losing that game. Yeah,
it was Burnley. Yeah.
And then Curtis Jones.
Curtis Jones, he doesn't get credit he deserves. Curtis Jones, because people are looking at obviously like who is it now? Mason Greenwood and Phil Foden. They're on another level to Curtis Jones. I'm not saying he's on their level, right? But
I'll put Saka in that bracket as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Saka
and Martinelli.
No, I'm not putting Martinelli in that bracket. No doubt. Oh my.
Wow, the guy's injured. Everyone's sleeping on him like that.
Martinelli does not go in the same bracket as Mason Greenwood, Phil Foden, and Saka.
I
You
think he's
guys,
in
I
terms of
promise
potential.
you guys are forgetting how good he was when he was fit.
Yeah,
But anyway, it's a debate for another time. Okay, so let's move
yeah.
on from that.
When he comes back in
But
January, then
Curtis
we'll
Jones is,
see.
I rate Curtis Jones. I think he's a good player. I don't think he's on that level, obviously, but I think he's definitely got potential to be like a starter for your team in the future.
I think
Definitely.
he's almost like that Joe Willett kind of level. It's
No,
close.
that's what I mean because people think of him like that level or even less than that level. But
Yeah.
I know for coming from me, it's a Liverpool fan, it's biased and whatever. But
I get what you mean. I think he's underrated. To be fair, he's
my
putting
guy,
a lot of good
Omar
performances. But who was it that you played yesterday? Was it in
Lincoln,
Lincoln?
Lincoln.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
So I mean, like I know you got man the match against Lincoln, scored 2 goals, but it's Lincoln, isn't it?
No, I know
You
what you
gotta weigh
mean.
those
I know
things up.
exactly what
But
you mean. Yeah,
he's still putting a good shift, and so
Yeah.
you got to give credit where credit is due. So yeah, I mean we'll see. We're probably more likely to see him in the Carabao Cup game anyway.
Mm.
So have to wait till then.
yeah, he should play in the Carabao Cup game, and I hope he does. He'll get a chance to prove himself and whatever. Another chance, multiple chances are good, but yeah. As for the Premier League game, anyway,
But the thing is, Liverpool as well is that like their bench is starting to really develop. Like Diogo Jota, what
Yeah.
a player to sign! Like if I could have thought of the perfect player for Liverpool to sign, as in to like replace like a Shaqiri type, it would have been him. The guy can play up front, left, probably on the right as well. So realistically, it's
Mm.
perfect. I think there's this one thing that came out about Klopp, the way he wanted to like build up Liverpool, which is to win the Champions League, Premier League a couple of times, and then rebuild, then win it again before his contract ends with Liverpool.
Mm.
So I
So
think
sort of like a
Jota is part of
Ferguson kind
that
of thing.
rebuilding process that he's started to implement.
okay.
Yeah. So you plays like Jota, maybe Ismail Assar, if because apparently you guys are still linked with him, even though you brought Jota in, so you never really know. But there are like looks like you guys are building something again already, so never know.
That's really nice to hear. Then that's really
The
I
only thing
heard
is,
that
I
before.
feel like a player like Mane or Salah. I feel like Mane or Salah though will leave at the end of the year. I
This
think
year.
one of them
This season.
gonna end up going at the end of this year. That's my opinion
Oh,
though. I think because
I don't know
remember
about that one.
teams like think about Real Madrid, right? Because if Liverpool are going for a player like Mbappe or Sancho, yeah, which is likely the end of 2021 summer window, right? Real Madrid are going to go for a player like that as well, and they're probably going to go for a Liverpool player because it's probably
Mm.
they're going to be cheaper than Sancho and Mbappe, whereas a Liverpool player will probably cost 100 million as opposed to 120 to 150,
You
if
know,
not
I
more.
really hope Liverpool go for Sancho just to piss off Koshi. He'd be the
Yeah,
funniest thing ever.
100%. No, just not even just cost, just United fans in general. Really hope Sancho just goes to Liverpool. That'd be so funny.
honestly,
Mm.
like
But yeah,
I'm not sure
I
about
mean,
San.
Barca are rebuilding, and like I think they've always been interested. They've had some small interest in Mane and Firmino as well. So
Who'd you
we'll
say?
see.
Arsenal.
No,
looks like
Barcelona.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Barcelona.
yeah, no, Barcelona definitely looked into Mane and Firmino, and I feel like he's more into Salah as well. But
Yeah.
in terms of Sancho, yeah, I think Ismail Assar is linked with Dortmund, so I feel like they're getting ready to replace him already. So that's quite interesting.
You know what? I hope he
But yeah,
does move.
we'll see. You never know
Maybe
with the transfer window.
never know. Arsenal
You
come
never
in at
know
the
with
last minute.
with
Don't
the way
act
the
like
transfer window
Arsenal
works.
size.
Huh?
Yeah.
So now we're gonna talk about our combined 11 for Arsenal and Liverpool players for Monday night's fixture. So should we start from the back, front, or front to
Start from
back?
the back.
From the
Sure.
goalkeeper, yeah.
Okay, start from the goalkeeper. All right. So Alisson or Leno, which one is it?
It's Allison for me. I'm gonna say that obviously it's Allison for me, but I think the quality he shows at big moments, especially that he's shown it in the Champions League. Nothing particularly sticks out, but I remember the Napoli game, and there was other games. I can't remember them now, but the quality he shows in those big moments, like it's crucial for us, and he has that quality. People can say, "Oh, he's got Van Dijk and he's in front of him or whatever, but when he's called upon, he makes those saves and he makes the quality saves and he keeps us in the game. And he was crucial to our Champions League success when we won it. And I think people overlooked him a bit. But
you think he had a like a really big moment in the Community Shield final? Because obviously it went to penalties. There was a chance to step up, be the hero, and obviously that didn't work out.
Yeah, but penalties is always a bit different, isn't it? Penalties is always slightly different. Like keepers are, you have your specialized keepers or whatever for, some keepers are just like gods at saving penalties somehow. And I think penalties is just a different area of the game that keepers like Alisson's. He's not particularly bad at penalties, but he's not particularly good at them. He's just kind of
to be fair, neither is Leno. Leno isn't a penalty.
No.
He's not crazy with penalties. I'm just saying, as a Liverpool fan, you should be counting your lucky stars that Arsenal sold Martinez. Otherwise, he'd definitely be in goal.
100%.
I'm joking. But nah,
Jason, and he actually meant it. Can we go back to that? He actually meant it. Did you see his face? No. Explain, Jay. Explain.
Oh my god.
Okay, Alisson's made mistakes.
No. We don't talk about Martinez doesn't play for Arsenal, so let's just keep that separate.
Yeah.
But okay, Alisson at Liverpool always had the best defender in front of him.
Yeah, but I did kind of just address that when you put upon him making saves.
Yeah, but I'm gonna pretend like you weren't just waffling right now. Okay, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna just be real with it. Okay, now, but honestly, I rate Alisson. I think he's good, but also you got to consider that. I think Leno's save percentage was higher last season.
Yeah.
Oh really? Okay.
Alisson's not quite that level of the save percentage as Leno, but he's getting there. There's progress. He's getting there. He's almost at that level.
But I think Leno's save percentage was like the highest, or one of the highest in the Prem last year, and it was higher than Alisson's as well.
All right.
So
like keepers' career. I mean, not just keepers' careers, but like careers in general. There's like sort of like a set of stairs, and you're slowly going up them. For me, Leno is there. Alisson is slowly making his way towards Leno, but there's a few.
I think they're both. No, honestly, I think they're both world class, but just that Liverpool's got that the defense is just so much better at Liverpool than it is at Arsenal, and you just got to consider that.
But when you said Alisson,
Leno's doing a lot more.
The two words just didn't fit right for me in my head. Leno, I'd give that to Leno.
Leno was literally one of before. So before Leno got injured, he was like neck and neck with Aubameyang for like Arsenal's player this season.
He was best keeper in the league at the time.
What he does in goal. As in, his form was insane. And the thing is, he's had that injury and he's come back, and we've seen him play just as well. So
he is quality. He is a good keeper.
I don't know.
He's a sick keeper, actually. He's quality, but he has more to do, right? So he's going to make more mistakes. But I feel like he's more likely to make a mistake than Alisson is. Like, we saw.
He has more to do.
I'm going to pick Alisson. I'm going to pick Alisson simply because I feel Leno will prove himself this season with a more solid defense in front of him, and he will show how good he is. But for now, based on just achievements, team achievements, like personal achievements, I think I'll go for Alisson.
I mean,
Alisson's shown it not just for Liverpool.
And I'm excited.
No, but Alisson hasn't just shown it for Liverpool, but also Brazil. Because remember, I think it was Copa America Golden Glove that Alisson got as well. So I'm stick with Alisson for this one. Whereas Leno is third choice keeper for Germany. So
I think Leno's unlucky not to be starting for Germany. For him, it's quite close between him and Stay.
But again, that's another thing that will be proven possibly this year if Arsenal's defense fixes up. So we'll see. But for now, I'm gonna stick with Alisson. I'll give it to Alisson.
That's fair enough.
Okay, so
right back.
Let's go for right back.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Bellerin's getting better. He's improving, but for me, it still has to be Trent. Honestly, Trent just He's the best right back in the world currently. So
I'm waiting for
Jay
Jay
does
to
not look
disagree.
impressed.
I'm waiting for Jay to disagree. Yeah.
Chris
Yeah.
Bellerin is so much better than Trent. If you put Bellerin in the Liverpool team, maybe doesn't get the assists as Trent.
Jay looks like he's about to cry. I'm not even joking. He looks like he's about to get so emotional.
If you literally compare them in pretty much all stats, so if you look at pace, Bellerin, look at passing, okay, yeah, maybe you give it to Trent.
Maybe. Hang on. If you look at
Okay, you
passing,
give it to
maybe
Trent.
you
Okay,
give it to Trent.
You give it to Trent. Okay, shooting, Bellerin scored some bangers.
Yeah, but
So-
Trent can shoot as well. Trent can shoot brilliantly. Like,
Have you
look
seen
at his free
Trent's
kicks.
free kicks?
Bellerin.
His
Look at
free
his
kicks
free
are
kicks.
insane.
Bellerin against Chelsea. Bellerin
Trent
scored
is a
against
dead ball
Liverpool as well.
specialist. Trent is actually a dead ball specialist.
Okay, well then maybe he
Guy's
should
free
be an
kicks
attacker
across
then.
the
Because we're talking about passing and shooting. We're not talking about the
No.
defensive stats, all right?
But as a right back, yeah,
I'll happily put him as one of the wingers. But if we're talking about defenders, who's better defensively? Bellerin. He's stronger. Bellerin. He's faster. Bellerin.
yeah, but we're not looking like okay.
I'm
Bellerin
getting
had a
bored of
massive
saying
injury,
Bellerin's name now.
right? Okay, no, listen. Bellerin had a massive injury. He's still recovering, so we haven't actually seen his best. But for what we have to consider, not what could be, but what is currently, and currently Trent is just better.
Going forward, I completely agree with you, Omar. But if we're talking about right back, Bellerin is the better right back.
Alright, as Omar said earlier, right? Trent, you can't say he's poor defensively, or you can, but
You can.
He's-
Joe Willock
not-
megged him and went past him. Once you get done by Joe Willock, your career realistically as a defender should be over.
he can still defend.
I see Trent moving into like a defensive midfield position eventually, but as a right back, I think he is solid. I can't lie. I think Trent should be the pick. I feel Bellerin, if Bellerin was at complete fitness and he didn't have that injury before and all of that, he probably maybe would have been picked, but Trent just based on current form. And then you got to consider he broke the assist record and then broke it again the season after. Like, that's just ridiculous.
But I want my defenders to defend. If I wanted them to spam crosses, then
but a modern day fullback, a lot of their role is to attack and to put crosses in like that as well. Which Bellerin is good at, but Trent is just better.
I'd put Maitland-Niles over both, but I know he's not going to make it. So.
Yeah, I think personally, I think it's Trent. We'll go with Trent. England #1 as well. So
okay, we'll give it to Trent then, I guess.
Okay, so left back.
We'll do left back then.
Yeah, we'll do left back, and we'll do centre backs after. So left back, who are we talking about?
I'm giving it to Robertson. I'll give it to Robertson.
Tierney's good, but
complete modern day fullback. There's literally not one weakness to his game really. He's got pace. He's fairly strong. I mean, his crossing ability is really underrated just because Trent is at such a high level. Because obviously in the Community Shield game, like the one causing us problems was Robertson on the left hand side. Obviously Trent didn't play. Robertson's crosses were really good. And everything about
I agree.
his game.
I think Robertson, complete fullback. So Tierney's good, and him and Robertson probably just as good as each other. But I feel like we've got to see more of Tierney before we make that judgment. You know what I'm saying? Because Robertson's been consistent for Liverpool for like what 2-3 seasons now. I'd say 3 years now. So we'll give it to Robertson. I think that's quite simple. The Liverpool fan doesn't even have to talk about this one.
You basically summed up all my points to be fair. So not much work for me there.
There
That's
we go
fine.
then.
Happy with that.
Okay.
The two centre backs.
All right, so we'll go with centre back. I think we don't really need to talk about Van Dijk. Van Dijk is just automatically in there as one of them. There's no question about that. The other centre back that's where the controversy is really. Who do we pick? So Sean, do you want to go in with your?
You only get one nomination.
No, you don't only get one nomination.
Yeah, you get one.
Yes,
I can nominate
one
however
per
many
team.
people I
You
like.
get one nomination for each position.
No.
Okay, but then if you make stupid nominations, we're gonna have to start muting you.
No. Okay, I can make as many nominations as I like, right?
All right,
Still the best players
Just go.
only
Just
come out first. Okay.
Just go for it.
Let's go. Go on then.
So, I'm not nominating Gomez. I'm nominating Matip and Fabinho.
Okay, Louise is better than both of them. So
Luis is better than both. Oh
Yeah.
my. Oh my God.
he is.
He is. Okay. Yeah, I'm not even gonna go there. Like, he's just not. But
Luis is better than both. I can't. Okay. Matip. That's not. Come on, really? Like,
Gomez
Gomez.
has-
come on,
Oh, yeah,
really.
you do.
Gomez gets into the team over Matip, and you think Matip is gonna get into this team with Arsenal defenders and Liverpool defenders over Gomez? Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Okay. Your other pick was Fabinho, and he's not even a centre back. So what are you talking about?
Okay. Listen.
He
There is
saw
a
that
thing.
like centre back inform card and was like, you know what? I'm
You've been playing too much FIFA, right, Sean?
I haven't played any FIFA
The only
this year.
pick that you would
Rocket
be
League,
able to
innit?
justify would have been Gomez, and you just cancelled him out already. So that means there's no Liverpool players getting into the second defensive
No,
spot.
because Gomez isn't the best centre back in our club.
He's not.
You know,
He's the
we're
second
disregarding
best.
Van Dijk, of course. No, he's not. He isn't. He isn't the second best.
Why does he play out of the most? Why does he play the most out of those
Because
three?
Matip's injured. He's still getting back from injury, Matip. So that's why he's been playing.
Even when Matip is fit, Gomez plays over him.
Yeah.
Because
Do you
Matip's
think you
only
know better
fit for
than
like,
you think you know better than Klopp?
yes.
See, classic fan.
I rate
come on,
Matip
okay.
so much more than I rate Gomez. Because Gomez, right, he has this pace, right, and he obviously his recoveries are sick with his pace and whatever. But Matip doesn't have to recover in the first place. He defends well enough that he doesn't have to recover in the first place. And Joe Gomez, you know, his recoveries are sick, but there's not much else he can do. Like, Matip defends properly and he doesn't have to recover, so he doesn't need that pace. And he's also comfortable on the ball. He can drive forward and he can pick out a pass. And we've seen examples of that. I'm not just making it up.
So you basically just put down Gomez, the centre back who plays more than Matip, and
It doesn't matter if he plays more. In my opinion, Matip is better.
All right, fine. So your pick is Matip then.
But I want to talk about Fabinho as well.
Look. Hey, Fabinho's not even a centre back. So stop trying to
not
like.
Yeah, but
you're
players
wasting your
change positions,
breath,
right?
wasting
Players
your
change
breath.
positions. You were literally talking about Trent moving up to defensive midfield.
No, we were
maybe
joking
at
about
some
that. We were joking. Yeah, but that's
All right,
that,
okay.
He doesn't even play
Don't
defense.
take that seriously.
Stop.
Tom.
Listen. If you pick Fabinho for centre back, then you can't pick him again for defensive midfield.
If he doesn't get into the centre back place, then I can pick him again for defensive midfield.
Yeah, but if he does, then who are you going to put at defensive midfield? Don't tell me you're going to put Jordan Henderson or something.
Then I'll put someone else. Then I'll put someone.
We're
talking about good players here.
again, and we'll just reject it. Love
Yeah.
that.
I don't care.
No, I'm sorry. Okay, I personally think
I will say it
hey,
again
Fabinho,
if I want to.
And we'll reject him again.
That's fine as long as I'm saying it. I can still defend it. The viewers can agree with me if they like.
Okay, so Fabinho got man the match
Sean.
performance against Chelsea, 10-men Chelsea, and Havertz played terribly. Werner was basically just got pocketed by Fabinho, fair enough.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
But other than that, he just pocketed one player and then that's it. That was his thing. But you know, his one performance at centre back, which is not his position. He doesn't play centre back.
Yeah.
He fills in at centre back.
Do you remember that one time where Xhaka
That's
played
like-
centre back? He did bits.
No, that's like saying for us saying like Tierney should be.
back.
No, but that's like us saying that we should nominate Tierney for centre back because he basically plays centre back.
Yeah, you could have.
But he's a left back. No, but he's a left back.
Oh, no,
I don't care.
He's not a centre back.
You could have nominated him there if you like.
Okay. So you're nominating Fabinho because of one performance against Chelsea.
Not just because of one performance, right? So this Chelsea performance, right? It had me like I was raving about his performance because it was sick, right? It was sick. He didn't make a single mistake. Every challenge was amazing. Like, okay, I can't really defend. I can't remember, but I can't really defend it. In the video that I forgot to press record, right? I said so much about him and it was so good, but like it was such a good performance from Fabinho against Chelsea. But that's not the only time he's played centre back. He's played centre back. He's filled in, as you said. He's filled in, right? He doesn't play there, but he has filled in, and he's filled in brilliantly. He's filled in well. He hasn't had a bad performance as centre back. He's always played well. It just hasn't been like a standout like this Chelsea performance has been. Because
Is he a centre back?
Absolutely a standout, right?
Is he a centre back?
Right. The reason, okay, so
Is he a centre back?
it doesn't matter how many times you answer that
Is he a
question.
centre back?
It doesn't change the
Okay,
fact
wait,
he plays
wait,
well
okay.
at centre back.
So
It doesn't change that fact.
can I suggest my pick?
Yeah.
It's Gabriel.
It has to
Guys
be.
come in, yeah. Played what, three? I think it's 2 or 3 games.
Well, he's
How many
played
is it?
two
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 or
competitive
Premier
three, I
League
games.
think it
games.
is. Yeah, I think the guy didn't play football, but 2 man the match
Yeah.
performances, and he trained it's like barely with the Arsenal squad before he came in for the Fulham game. Put in a solid performance. 2 man the match performances in a row. Like, come on. He's literally been the best defender at the club since he's come in, and he's only played twice.
More goals than Firmino as well. Thought I'd put that out
That's
there.
true.
No one
That's true.
cares.
Okay.
No one
Best
cares.
Brazilian goal scorer in the league.
Hang on, what do you mean? Oh,
I'm joking. Okay, that's got nothing to do with it. But for real, I say Gabriel should be
Yeah.
like put in
He's
instead.
levels ahead of Fabinho.
I'm not saying Fabinho is terrible, and I get what you're saying, but
Yeah,
like,
he's not. He's a good player. He's just
the
not
thing
at
is, he will get
Gabriel
into the
level.
team, just not a centre back.
Yeah. I mean, if Fabinho decides to watch Gabriel's game against Fulham, even West Ham.
okay.
If
I
he
do want to say
does,
about Gabriel, right? He has played well, obviously, man of matches and whatever, but he's played twice, and it's not hard to be the best player in the Arsenal defense right now.
Oh,
Also,
it is because he's playing next to like Rob Holding-Dino, so
also
who's
the
the best
games
dribbler in the
against
Premier League. So
Fulham and who's the other one?
West Ham.
Fulham and West Ham, 2 relegation
Wait,
candidates.
well, if you say that, but West Ham have probably got one of the most informed strikers in the league right now in Antonio, and we still managed to, he
it's
scored,
Charlotte.
but Gabriel's stats from that game were insane. He was making all the blocks. If he didn't play that game, we would have lost. I guarantee you.
Ishan. Also, you only scored one against us. The game before that obviously was the Chelsea game. Once again, only scored one. And then obviously kept a clean sheet against Man City. Kept a clean sheet Wolves away. Like, there are numerous performances where defense has really turned up and doing solid.
And Gabriel
But we're
has
talking
come
about
in.
Gabriel. Gabriel didn't play any.
No, but what he's
Yeah,
saying
but you
is
said our defense isn't
Gabriel's
hard to
come
be the
in,
best.
but Gabriel's come in and improved that. Even
Yeah.
though we're becoming more defensively solid, he's come in like improved that straight away. He's
Hmm.
made us more
You know what,
defensively
Ishan?
strong instantly.
I'm pretty sure you described it as the Van Dijk effect. I remember you saying the Van Dijk effect.
But he
So,
hasn't
okay,
had the
so I
Van
think-
Dijk effect. He's had a brilliant effect, but it wasn't as
Okay,
much
it's not
as
as
Van
no,
Dijk
We
had.
yet
but
to see. We yet to see it.
Van Dijk. Okay, but think about you paid what was it, 75 million for Van Dijk or something, and we paid 25 million for Gabriel. We're not expecting the same kind of effect straight away. And plus, Van Dijk was in his prime when he came to Liverpool, whereas Gabriel was like 22. That's young, especially for a centre back that is young. He's like the same age as Gomez.
That's the thing, because Gomez, I'm not sure exactly when it was, but he showed some sick form. It was a while ago now, but that drops off because they're so young. It does drop off, and they make mistakes and stuff like that.
But we expect Gabriel to make mistakes because of his age. But in the long term, I feel like he's already come and improved us so far, and he's given like the defense confidence as well because he can play out of the back. His passing accuracy, everything, he's been so good, even in the few performances that he's played. So personally, I feel he should be the second centre back in the team.
He does look confident, and he does make your other defenders play confidently as well. I am happy to put him in there in the combined 11.
Okay, so you get Gabriel in.
Right, okay.
But I did want to make a case for Matip and Fabinho.
Fair enough. Okay, fine. Fair enough. Now we'd have to talk about Matip ever again.
Now.
Okay. I think Thiago is just a given.
Yeah,
just
you know
like
what? I'm going to say...
Guy was one of the best midfielders in the world last season, so I think treble winning midfielder, like that's pretty easy. Other two, well, not even other two really.
I have to put Ceballos in there.
I'd say Ceballos as well. After like the performance he's put in after Arteta came in and after lockdown was literally one of the main reasons we did anything after.
Yeah.
Like all the attack, all the defense, a lot of it came through him. He was pivotal in our success in FA Cup. and finishing the league in 8th rather than 10th probably.
I mean, for me, it was like reminiscent of watching Santi Cazorla. I know it's a
Yeah,
bold
I was like, yeah, no, I'm making a similar
but
comparison with them too.
yeah, I mean, for me, it's his defensive work that really is what impresses me. I mean, we know obviously he's good. He's pretty decent on the ball. He's never looks uncomfortable. Really good. He's got good agility. Turning, twisting inside and out. Knows when to play the ball back to the defenders, or knows when to make that transition from defense to attack. He makes it look clean. He makes it happen swiftly, and yeah, for me, if you were to partner him up with Thiago, I feel like in the Premier
That would
League,
be
you'll be
insane. They would break down.
probably best midfielder in the world.
They would break down like any attack, but
Yeah.
also be able to like defend against most other attacks.
Mm.
Yeah, I actually do agree with a lot of what you said about Ceballos. I've seen him have brilliant performances, but there's also performances where I've seen him play like really sloppily. And
I feel like
that's true.
that was
His
that
West
was
Ham
more
was
towards the
quite
start
sloppy.
of. I thought that was more to the start when he was playing under Emery
Oh God.
versus Arteta, because when with the games under Arteta, he was probably one of the most consistent players on our team. But under Emery, obviously, he had a lot of poor performances.
absolutely under
Um,
Arteta, by the end of the season, Ceballos will be like the best he can be, I think, under Arteta.
yeah,
Arteta will definitely get rid of that sloppiness from him, and he'll definitely be one of the best midfielders in the league, probably. I think.
Oh.
I want to say one thing though. A funny fact about Ceballos: he's the same age as Scott McTominay.
No. What?
Oh my God, how old is McTominay?
23, both
There's me
23.
thinking he's like 20.
Yeah, both 23.
Oh my
How crazy
God.
is that? Yeah. So
All
other
right.
than that, yeah,
that
but that's
doesn't really change my opinion on Ceballos, but
I
it
know,
changes it on
but I just wanted
McTominay.
to just
Yeah,
I just
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
throw that in there.
Mm.
Little dig at United fans.
Well,
But yeah,
they've taken enough L's
16.
over the weekend, bro. Chill.
yeah. But so yeah, I'd say Thiago and Ceballos midfield, and I'd put Fabinho as the third midfielder.
For me, I would put Wijnaldum. Even, I mean, this might sound surprising, but I'd put like the likes of even Naby Keita, Chamberlain ahead of Fabinho.
Well, you really don't rate Fabinho, do you?
Nope, I do not rate him at
Nah,
all.
I can't. Okay, not
You
Keita,
know
not
what?
consistent
This
enough.
might be a bit of a strange shout. Okay, play with an attacking midfielder, and We'll put Firmino in there, attacking mid.
Nah. I think you got it's between Henderson and Fabinho for that third midfielder spot.
I
I
agree.
think.
Oh,
I
God.
think we got to
Them
consider that.
two.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
I would
actually,
say
no, sorry.
Xhaka.
I think it's between what's his name? Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum is definitely. I want to bring up Wijnaldum
Yeah.
because yeah. So I actually do want to as well as we've all words. Come on, complimented Ceballos,
Yeah.
but I do want to kind of throw in that we do include a whole Liverpool midfield of Thiago, Fabinho, and Wijnaldum because of this. It mostly comes down to this consistency reason. Wijnaldum he goes under the radar, right? Everyone points it out, but they still just don't rate him as highly as I think he should be rated because he can do everything, right? He recovers the ball. You don't see him give away the ball. He can turn out of spaces. If he gets pressured, he'll go past players. We've seen from the Netherlands, he can attack, he can score goals. We can see that in the Champions League as well. Barcelona game, coming in with a massive goal.
I knew you were going to bring it up again. I knew it.
But Wijnaldum is just one of those players that just goes under the radar every single game, but he doesn't have a bad game, really ever. his
He doesn't have a
all of his
bad game, but
performances are
he does
good.
have he only has some good games and some average. Just because he doesn't have a bad game doesn't make him like world class. Just means that sometimes he goes under the radar because no one really sees what he does in that specific game. So I watch Liverpool games as well, and sometimes I don't even realize he's on the pitch. I'm not even joking. Like it's just sometimes I don't realize that he's playing because a lot like with Ceballos, a lot of our defensive output came through him before he came to the midfield. Sorry, before it came to the defense, he was doing a lot of the defensive output. With Wijnaldum, like he's not important to the defense or the attack. He's just kind of there. He's more of a ball progressor, but even then, you've got like other people who do that. But you rely more on the fullbacks to do the ball progression anyway.
Mm.
So, like in terms of which one is more important to the team, I'd say Ceballos is more important to Arsenal than Wijnaldum is to Liverpool.
That's
You know
actually
what I
a
mean?
good shout. Actually, that's actually a good argument. I agree with you. Sometimes I just don't see him on the pitch, Wijnaldum. But when I say he goes under the radar, I mean he has more good performances than average, right? Like when I say he goes under the radar,
Yeah,
I kind of mean underrated. Like he plays well, majority of games because he's not, as you said, he's not crucial to either our defense or our attack, but he's not there to get involved in the game, kind of thing. I know that's kind of weird to say, but what he'll do is he'll break down the other opposition's play or attack or whatever. He's there to just pick up the ball in advantageous positions. Or I say pick up the ball, I mean take the ball from the opposition in advantageous positions and make something happen. Like he'll pass it off straight away to someone who else can make it happen. So I think that kind of part of it is underrated and goes under the radar and stuff. But yeah, actually, no, I agree with you what you said about Ceballos now to the point where I'm happy to include Ceballos instead of Wijnaldum in that team, actually.
okay.
Because of what you said about, because Ceballos is much more important, I think.
But I still feel like that defensive spot would be between. I want to include Xhaka, but obviously after at the start of this as in the current calendar year, before then he was just underperforming. He's only been good for Arsenal in the last few months, so I don't think we should really include him compared to Fabinho, who's been consistently good, or Henderson, who's been important. But I don't really feel like we should include Henderson as much as Fabinho. I feel like Fabinho is more important as a player rather than Henderson's main job, which is being a leader. As an actual footballer, I think Fabinho is better.
So we're not including the leading aspect of it.
Nah, well, I feel like you can lead from the bench as well as the field. Whereas, as well as Liverpool having the fact that Van Dijk is also a leader on the pitch as well. So you have more than one already. So it's not like all the leadership is coming through Henderson. Do you get what I mean?
Okay.
Whereas, but as a player, I think Fabinho is more important to your defensive output.
Yeah. Okay. I can sort of see where you're coming from. Fabinho, he's world class for me. He's been consistent since he joined us, and he does that defensive work that is just so key to because it just allows us to attack after attack after attack. Do you know what I mean? Because we'll be attacking and then we might lose the ball and they'll look to counter and Fabinho will be there to break it down, and that happens constantly every single. It cycles every single game, right? It's just constant. He does that exact thing. And it just allows us to put loads of pressure on at a time. With Henderson, he doesn't quite do that, but what he does, he can do the defensive role, but it's when we're a bit deeper into our half and stuff like that. But with Henderson, what comes is you get a bit more of dictating play, which you don't get with Fabinho, which is he'll it's the leading aspect that comes into it, right? He'll pick up the team and he'll go, all right, we need a change of pace. Come on, get your heads up, and he'll pass the ball, with assertiveness and aggression, and pick up the pace of the passing, and it livens up our team when we need it sometimes.
Yeah, I agree with that, right? But I just want to interject that Thiago coming in, like the reliance on Henderson doing those things is probably going to become a lot less now because Thiago does
100%.
exactly the same thing. So
Yeah, I'm talking about pre-Thiago, which is where we've seen Henderson play. But definitely with Thiago coming in, it changed everything about that and stuff. So with Thiago coming in, Henderson doesn't get into this team. But if we're talking about pre-Thiago, I think Henderson has a shout, but I'd still put Fabinho above Henderson in terms of footballing ability and stuff like that.
I do think the best Egyptian out of the two teams, Mohamed El Neni, deserves
Be
a shout.
quiet.
He deserves a shout. Come on, solid performances recently.
Recently for one game.
But Jay, who's your actual pick?
Honestly, for me, I moved Thiago to CDM. He can play a deep playmaker role, and I play Ceballos and Wijnaldum.
That's a shout, actually.
Okay. Yeah. The only thing I'm thinking is combined 11. Like we're not looking at like dynamic of the team and stuff. We're just putting the best.
Yeah,
players
but
in
as in the three best centre midfielders, Jay's basically saying three best midfielders would be Ceballos, Wijnaldum, and Thiago.
Okay.
Which I could see as well. To be fair, I think I'm leaning towards that more now as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have it that. I made a case for Wijnaldum as well. So
fair enough.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely Thiago and Ceballos, and then it's a mix up between Wijnaldum and Fabinho. So I'm happy with either of those.
Cool. Okay. So I think we're going for Wijnaldum and Thiago and Ceballos, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's our midfield three.
Let us know in the comments what you think of that.
Yeah, please do.
So now moving on to the front three. I think we're all going to have very similar choices with this. But I'm going to go to Omar anyway to start it off at wing.
I think the right wing, I think that's probably the easiest one to go for Salah. Standard. I don't think we have to talk too much about it, but he's Salah in it. Come on.
Yeah, no one's disagreeing, right?
Absolutely not. He goes straight to the team.
No, I don't think so.
I feel like the next position is going to be
he's definitely
interesting.
Pepe and Willian are not on his level, There's no competition for Salah. Up front,
consistency. I mean, the guy is just incredible. His goals.
Yeah, Salah's like the standard pick. Like, everyone knows that he's probably the best right winger in the league right now. So, not much to discuss on that. But
with Bell coming over, it's going to be interesting, isn't it?
With who?
No, he won't. No,
he won't.
Relax.
With who coming over?
I hope he doesn't. But
relax. Okay.
Wait. What did you say?
Here.
With who coming over?
With Bale coming over. But let's relax, okay? Come on.
No, as of right now, Salah is better. But if Bale regains his old form, that's what
let's not lose our minds, Jay. Come on.
I mean, he could compete. Bale could compete.
No, can we relax? Because if anything, Pepe is going to compete more with Salah than Bale. I'll personally 2-foot Bale, put him in the hospital bed myself. I don't care. Don't want to see that guy anywhere near. And he's like, he's the best team of the season or whatever. Oh, none of that crap. No, I'm not having it.
I mean, we haven't seen him play yet, so we can't.
I don't understand why they signed. Personally, I don't understand why Bale was signed. I know we're going a bit off topic here, but they signed Bergwijn just 6 months before, I swear.
Yeah, that is strange how they've signed. They signed Lucas, he didn't work out. They signed Bergwijn to replace Lucas, who they haven't given really.
But Bergwijn was good, but Bergwijn was good. Like some Spurs fans, like he's saying he's the most complete player in the Premier League, stuff like that. And then they signed Bale for 20. The thing is, Bale was 20 million.
Did the fans actually say that? Being serious.
What do you think? It's Spurs fans, like, come on.
Oh my god!
But Bale cost 20 million just for 1 year in terms of wages plus the loan.
You know what? He's injured until late October as well, isn't he?
Yeah. Whatever. Spurs are stupid anyway. I don't care. Anyway, moving on. Striker.
I'm gonna say Lacazette.
Lacazette.
I'm gonna say.
What is that reaction?
I'm gonna say Nketiah.
Nketiah, yeah.
I'm saying Nketiah. Okay.
All right. So are you saying
joking?
Lacazette?
I'm still put Firmino. I'm still put, despite his disgusting.
You're not putting Firmino in the team, Omar.
I just want to say I'm not picking either Firmino or Lacazette.
Who are you putting in then?
I'm putting Orba through the middle and Mane on the left.
then I agree with
No,
that.
I'm saying Aubameyang on the left, Lacazette in the middle. I'm trying to get as many Arsenal players as I can in.
So you're telling me Lacazette
Remember,
deserves to
Arsenal
be in
finished
my
8th.
next
Liverpool
side more
finished
than?
1st. Like, it's normal for more Liverpool players
I'm
to
still
be in the
gonna
team
back
than
my
Arsenal.
team though, innit? Come
I'm gonna
on.
back my team as well, but
Yeah, but you back your
okay, fine.
team like with reason.
With sense, with reason.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lacazette is the better striker out of them, him and Firmino.
I would put Aubameyang. I'd put Aubameyang up front and Mane on the left.
Okay, right.
Firmino isn't even a striker. Let's be honest. Come on.
I disagree with you saying Lacazette's a better striker than Firmino, but that's not what I'm going to argue. Okay, let's move on.
That's probably facts actually. But
that's not what I'm going to argue.
Aubameyang should be the front. Like,
I'm going to argue that Mane definitely deserves 11 more than Lacazette does by miles.
Okay, no, but listen, no. Mane is better than Firmino and Lacazette. Don't you? You agree with that, Jay?
As what, as a striker?
No, just in general, as a player, Mane is better than Lacazette.
Yeah,
So he
he's
deserves
a
to be in the
decent
team
player.
more than Lacazette.
He's a
But
decent
Aubameyang is
player.
better than Mane. So Aubameyang should. I agree with Ishan personally. I think the front three should be Mane, Aubameyang, and Salah.
But that just doesn't work out. You've got goal scorer, goal scorer, goal scorer. Lacazette.
Yeah, but we're not talking
about a lot
of
of goals.
Yeah, we're
it's
not
a lot
about
of goals. Then that's it.
We're not talking about the
There's
dynamic.
no balance. Where is that balance?
We're not talking about the balance of the team. We're putting the best players in.
Balance.
Ishan's right though. It's not about. We're not talking about a team like structure of the team. We're just talking about the best players.
If we're talking about structure, what was it? I can't exactly. What was the midfield? It was Thiago, Wijnaldum, and Ceballos. Okay, actually, that sort of works.
It would work. It would.
That's a beautiful midfield.
I think a different combination would work better, but we're not talking about.
As in, we're talking about the best players. So I'd say Mane, Aubameyang, and Salah would be the front three.
So it does look like we're going to go with Mane, Aubameyang, and Salah, but I'm still going to obviously stick to what.
You want to defend it then? Go on. Defend Lacazette more.
Oh, we're defending more? Okay, well, obviously,
we're not talking about
he brings
the structure of a real
game
team
that no other striker does with defensive work.
Yeah, but we're talking about players as individuals, not like a team. We're not talking about team structure.
Okay, but as an individual, he has a great ability to read the game defensively. He knows when to give away. I see you laughing at Sean. Let's relax, all right? But anyway, he reads the game really well defensively. He knows when to give away those cheap fouls that could really save the team.
It sounds like a CDM. You're describing a CDM.
Yeah, that's funny.
I mean, when we're describing Trent, we're describing an attacker, but you have no issue. Okay.
Actually, he's not wrong. So.
No, he's not wrong. He's got me there.
He's not wrong at all. He's not wrong at all.
But anyway, Lacazette's hold-up play, I think, out of all the attackers, Lacazette has the best hold-up play. His dribbling, his first touch is just absolute quality. And even his sort of close control and dribbling is usually to a very high level. I think he does have games where, yes, he's not as clinical as he should be, and he does miss a few chances. But when you have, obviously, Salah, Aubameyang either side of him to score the goals, I don't think it matters in that team. For me, it's like he brings something that not many other players do. The way he links also the midfield to the attack, because obviously with Arsenal, I think you've seen there's been quite a few goals against Man City, against Liverpool, against Fulham. We started from our goalkeeper and then we transition into it, ending up as a goal. And Lacazette always has a pretty big part in that. So yeah, for me, he makes the front three. Obviously, I don't expect you two to agree, but I'm still keeping in.
Listen, I hear what you're saying, but still think that Mane, Aubameyang, and Salah is probably the best three.
Honestly, what we probably should do right now
pure attackers.
Because Jay defended Lacazette so much, we should probably say something about Mane, but I just don't have the energy right now to.
Because I can fight it, but
if we're not gonna talk about Mane, then I think Lacazette it is. Lacazette.
Because we're talking about I shouldn't have to defend Mane against Lacazette. I don't have the energy. Is Mane all
Mane's
day long?
like, come on, Mane's been one of the best forwards in the Premier League since he joined Liverpool.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
there we
think
go. Defense done. Yeah, cool. Good stuff.
he's so consistent. He's really consistent, and he's more. If anything, but Salah's a goal scorer. Mane's more of a complete player than Salah.
I think Lacazette is more complete
That's
out
my
of the
opinion.
two, out of the three even.
In my opinion, I take Salah over Mane.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think Salah. Okay, this can be quite difficult actually. Both of them are sick. Obviously it's really close on who's better. But Salah, he can beat defenders as well as what Mane can do. Mane can obviously beat defenders. Salah has
So Lacazette.
long-range shooting ability that I don't think Mane has as much as Salah does. I would talk about Salah's finishing, but you can bring up the conversion rate as much as you
14%,
like.
mate.
But I still think he's decent at finishing. His career
Okay.
for us in the Premier League, no, not in the Premier League. Sorry, just for us, his conversion rate is 19%. Right, that's not bad at all. You score, one goal in every 5 shots. It's all right, especially when you consider how much where he takes his shots from. He likes to take them from edge of the box and curls it. But I think his finishing is a plus point rather than a negative point. Mo Salah, as well as Mane, but I actually think Salah's better at finishing than Mane is. Salah can hold the ball up. His strength, he's got good strength. Mane can do the
I
same.
think he's even better at going over, to be honest. But you can say whatever you want, really.
Do you know what? Yeah, I don't rate that about Salah. We've seen a few instances where he's just gone over of nothing, which is kind of a shame. I just don't like seeing that, but
Can't lie, we've seen Lacazette do that a couple of times as well.
No, I like it when Lacazette does. No, but with Lacazette, there's always contact. There's always contact with Lacazette. It will never go down when there's no contact, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true. And there is
And it does
contact,
lead to
but soft
goals.
challenges.
Like, the
has gone down
Sheffield
too.
United penalty in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
That Pepe scored. Obviously, Lacazette won that from
It's clever.
in it.
So, what have we decided though? That's the question.
I mean, before we do decide, I just want to say, okay, we were comparing obviously Mane to Salah with those attributes. For me, obviously, if you look at free kicks, that's Lacazette. Lacazette has scored free kicks,
Aubameyang and Pepe, even in
Sure,
Arsenal,
yes.
out for
I'm trying to think the
Arsenal.
last time I saw Lacazette take a free kick.
I think it was this
doesn't take
season.
them, but he has scored them.
All right, I was just
I think
thinking.
it was the start of the season, or maybe it was last season.
Okay, I
His
thought
heading ability
Salah
is
took more free kicks than Lacazette did, but
Well, I mean, Lacazette's heading ability is incredibly, incredibly underrated. I mean, he's scored headers.
This is going nowhere, really. I can't lie.
No,
this is going
it's not.
nowhere.
But
to
Mane's heading ability is underrated as well. Mane's got sick headers.
I mean, it's not to the same. That's because he's got like a bloody huge forehead. But it's not to the same level as Lacazette. But
I don't know. I'd be
I
inclined
just want
to
us to
disagree,
like.
but-
I just want to make sure everyone's clear. The viewers, us three, everyone watching. Aubameyang is the best forward out of both teams.
yeah,
Just make that-
100%.
Yeah.
You know, I was calling out Mane for having a big forehead, but my hairline is looking kind of mad right now.
It's not awful. It's not awful.
That's why mine's covered. That's why mine's covered. I'm covering mine. Mine's hiding it. But yeah,
Aubameyang is
Aubameyang's
way too
definitely
good,
in
though. He's way too good, Aubameyang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I see Mane.
For me, it's not really a debate. I'm not going to lie.
Well.
I feel like it's just Mane, Salah, and Aubameyang.
Yeah, I don't really see. I feel like you're fighting a losing battle, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, I'm going to stick with Lacazette, but obviously, I'm happy to.
Majority wins, I guess.
Yeah, majority wins.
The thing is, I feel sort of bad for he put out a long, structured argument for Lacazette, and we just kind of did something back about Mane. But
yeah,
shut him down straight away.
It's like, let's wrap this up now. Come on.
Jay, you gave it a good go, but
I feel like that's the whole Mane means that. No, but I feel like the part of our argument is that we don't have to say a lot about Mane because we know how good he is already. See what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought everyone.
I was always struggling with Lacazette. I was always struggling.
All right, so let's go through the whole team, just like remind everyone what we decided. So goalkeeper was Allison. Right back was Trent. Left back Robertson, and then the two centre backs were Gabriel and Van Dijk. So the midfield was Thiago, Wijnaldum, and Ceballos, and the attack was Salah, Mane, and Aubameyang. So 3 Arsenal players, more than I thought would get in, and 8 Liverpool players. So fair enough.
I mean, it could have been more Arsenal players on another day.
Yeah, but you got to be honest about it and be like realistic. So
I mean,
I
this
feel
time
like
next week, like you said, if we do have our one party, then
that whole midfield is Arsenal players. But that's a big if. That's a big if.
yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. You never know. We might have 2 wins against Liverpool, and we'll just be like, Liverpool players aren't actually that good anymore. And it'll just be Arsenal players.
Exactly.
Man, 8 Arsenal players and 3 Liverpool players. You never know.
Oh my!
You never know. You never know.
The day that happens, I will not be on here to discuss.
Mate, if you get battered on Monday, you are making the Premier League preview.
But we're not going to get
100%
battered. We're
review.
not going to get battered.
Okay, I'm just saying if you do. I'm just saying if you do.
Okay.
Okay, so wrap this
So
up.
let's wrap this up.
All right, cool. So thank you very much for watching. That was our combined 11, as well as preview for the Arsenal-Liverpool game, which I'm really actually looking forward to watching. Let us know your thoughts on the game once you've seen it, and on our content. Go check out our recent content as well. And we'll see you all next time.